Remember when our solar system had 9 planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and way out there, Pluto. Pluto was the smallest, the most distant, the underdog at the edge of everything known. For decades, Pluto was the 9th planet, printed on lunchboxes and taught in schools. It held a special place in our imagination. Mysterious, hard to see, the final frontier. We all learned the mnemonic, "My very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas." Pluto was the pizza. But science isn't about comfort or tradition. It's about discovery, about asking questions and looking closer. What happens when new evidence comes to light? Sometimes, what we thought we knew has to change. This is the story of Pluto, a story about how science works, about demotion, but also about discovery. The universe doesn't care about our neat lists or mnemonics, it simply is. Our job is to try and understand it better and better. So, what happened to Pluto? Why did our 9th planet vanish from the official roster? Was it a mistake, an injustice, or something more profound? Maybe it's a sign that our solar system is far stranger and more interesting than we ever imagined. Let's find out. Pluto's story begins with a search for Planet X. Astronomers noticed Uranus and Neptune's orbits were off, hinting at a hidden planet. Percival Lowell built an observatory to find it, but died before he could. In 1929, Clyde Tombaugh, a young Kansas farm boy, took up the search. He spent months comparing photos of the night sky, looking for a moving speck. On February 18, 1930, he found it, a tiny dot in Gemini. The world was thrilled, a new planet. Naming suggestions poured in. An 11-year-old girl, Venetia Burney, suggested Pluto after the Roman god of the underworld. The name stuck, and the first 2 letters, PL, honored Percival Lowell. Pluto was celebrated as the 9th planet, the final piece of the puzzle. But even then, some astronomers had doubts. Something didn't quite add up. Pluto was always a cosmic misfit. At first, astronomers thought it was as big as Earth or Mars, enough to explain Neptune's orbital wobbles. But as observations improved, Pluto kept shrinking. By the 1970s, it was clear. Pluto was tiny, smaller than our moon. It couldn't possibly affect Neptune's orbit. The original search for Planet X was based on a mistake. Pluto's orbit was odd, highly elliptical and tilted, sometimes bringing it closer to the Sun than Neptune. It didn't fit with the rocky inner planets or the gas and ice giants. Pluto was small, icy and rocky, more like a giant comet than a planet. In 1978, astronomers discovered Pluto's large moon, Charon. Charon is so big that Pluto and Charon are sometimes called a double planet system. This allowed for a more accurate measurement of Pluto's mass, just 1/400th that of Earth. Pluto's status as a planet was looking shaky. In the 1990s and 2000s, astronomers found more objects beyond Neptune, small, icy bodies like Pluto. This region, the Kuiper belt, is a vast disk of icy debris. Suddenly, Pluto wasn't unique. It was just the largest of a crowd. The tipping point came in 2005, when Mike Brown's team discovered Eris, an object even more massive than Pluto. If Pluto was a planet, Eris had to be one too. Were we about to have dozens of planets? The definition of planet was in trouble. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union met to decide what makes a planet. Their new definition: a planet must orbit the Sun, be round, and have cleared its neighborhood. Pluto failed the 3rd test. It shares its space with thousands of Kuiper belt objects. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet. The decision sparked outrage. Pluto was part of people's childhoods. How could scientists just change it? There were protests, petitions, even state resolutions declaring Pluto a planet. Scientists were divided. Some supported the new definition, others thought it was flawed. Meanwhile, NASA's New Horizons mission, launched in 2006, was already on its way to Pluto. By the time it arrived in 2015, Pluto had been demoted. But the mission was a triumph. New Horizons revealed Pluto as a complex, dynamic world. Towering mountains of water ice, vast plains of nitrogen ice, possible cryovolcanoes, a thin atmosphere, even hints of a subsurface ocean. Pluto, the dwarf planet, turned out to be far more fascinating than anyone expected. Pluto's reclassification is tied to the discovery of the Kuiper belt, a vast region beyond Neptune, filled with icy bodies. Pluto is one of the largest members of this family. As astronomers found more Kuiper belt objects, Pluto's oddities made sense. It was a typical member of this distant population. Other large Kuiper belt objects, Eris, Haumea, Makemake, and Sedna, share similar traits. They're round, orbit the sun, but haven't cleared their neighborhoods. Pluto isn't alone anymore. It has companions, lots of them. This makes Pluto more interesting, not less. The Kuiper belt is a window into the early solar system, holding clues about how planets form and migrate. Understanding Pluto and its neighbors helps us piece together the story of our cosmic home. Just when the planetary lineup seemed settled, a new mystery emerged. In 2014, astronomers noticed some distant Kuiper belt objects had clustered orbits, unlikely to be a coincidence. The cause? Possibly a massive unseen planet, Planet 9. Calculations suggest it could be 5 to 10 times Earth's mass, orbiting far beyond Pluto. Finding Planet 9 is a monumental challenge. It would be incredibly faint and slow-moving. But the indirect evidence is compelling, and the hunt is on. Imagine discovering a new, massive planet in our own solar system in the 21st century. Pluto's story became a gateway to new mysteries, reminding us that our solar system is still full of surprises. Pluto's legacy isn't just about a demotion. It's a lesson in how science works. Science is dynamic, always evolving as new evidence emerges. Pluto forced us to rethink what a planet is and expanded our vision of the solar system. The New Horizons mission showed us that even distant, small worlds can be complex and active. The debate over Pluto sparked global conversation and reignited public fascination with space. Our curiosity drives us to explore and understand our place in the universe. Pluto helped us see a solar system that's more diverse and interesting than we imagined. The search continues, for Planet 9, for new Kuiper belt objects, for answers to the big questions. Pluto may be a dwarf planet, but its impact on science and our imagination is anything but small.